communities in Bayelsa State, the flooded areas. Now, first of all, what's your assessment of what you've seen so far? And secondly, have you received any form of intervention from the federal government concerning this flood issue in Bayelsa State? And if not, what message do you have for the federal government?
Thank you very much. Let me first of all thank all of you, the gentlemen and ladies of the press who have been part of this tour since morning. We spent the whole day going from one local government area to the other, going from one community to the other, assessing the situation and seeing firsthand the way our people are coping with this major disaster. Community after community, we have seen women and children and men managing to survive and surviving in very difficult situations. So I want to first of all, on behalf of the government and the good people of this state, appreciate the resilience of our people who are affected in the various communities that we have seen. What we have seen is really touching, very, very serious. This is a major disaster that has affected the state. And I want to also thank the members of the State Security Council, because yesterday the issue of this flood and how we prepared to tackle this disaster and emergency was a subject matter of both the State Security Council meeting as well as the State Executive Council meeting yesterday. And all members of the State Security Council, including the representatives of NEMA from Abuja, and I thank Mr. Fayemi and his team for the work they are also trying to do in our state. We've been going around. Yesterday, as part of the deliberations, after considering the enormity of this disaster, the Executive Council as well as the State Security Council advised that the government should order the closure of all schools in our state, at least for the first 3 weeks. And so I hereby formally announce the immediate closure of all primary and secondary schools in our state. This is to enable the management of those schools, take the children to the parents, to enable the parents have access to their children, so that the children will not be in places that are not in the immediate control and custody of their parents and of their families. This is a very trying period. So our hearts and our thoughts go out to all our people in all the affected communities, community after community. As we have seen throughout today, and based on the assessments that I have received and we have received from our own SEMA team, from the security services, and from our direct access and communication with our community leaders, what has happened in this state is that over 60%, between 60 to 70% of our state right now is underwater as we speak. So almost all our communities, 70% of our communities are under water now. And people are now grappling for survival. And they are now mounting. The government is working with them, with the security services, the NEMA and the SEMA officials. Everybody is now with community leaders, organizing themselves to now mount various forms of rescue operations. And we have seen how the people themselves, living in these flooded communities and flooded homes, are now devising various ways of protecting their children, various ways of protecting themselves, various ways of protecting their properties. And we thank them as a state for what they are doing. Like I said, this is a major disaster. Few days back, you'll all recall that the federal government declared an emergency flooding situation in 4 states. I think 4, not 4 states. Now, that declaration did not take account of what is going on in Bayelsa, and that's very unfortunate. Because the federal government should know that once there is any flooding in this country, there's no way Bayelsa will not be the worst affected. The reason is firstly because our state, the entire state I mean, is below sea level. And secondly, all the major rivers and tributaries through which water flows from the river Niger and Benue to the Atlantic pass through Bayelsa State. So it's just a question of time, once water gathers up there, that it will pass through Bayelsa and all our communities and the entire state will be flooded. That was our experience in 2012. And the situation we have seen is as bad as that of 2012, if not worse. So I want to call on the federal government to quickly declare an emergency in respect of the flooding situation that we have assessed on ground. And this is my own community. I'm making this interview right in front of my own father's house, the very house that I was raised. The entire community is flooded, as you all can see. And you can see water moving into my father's home, my father's house, and several other houses are flooded. A lot of people have been evacuated in this community alone. And this is a replica of what is going on in all our communities. And those of you who have been on this talk can attest to the very deplorable situation we have seen in community after community. So I want to call for immediate federal support to our state. I want to call for support for our communities. We, as part of our emergency and disaster management system, we have in place a committee that has the security services, that has our own SEMA, working with the officials of the NEMA who are here, under the overall management of the Deputy Governor. He oversees that and reports to me. And what we want to use this opportunity to do is to call for support from the federal government and from all agencies and organizations who are in a position to alleviate the sufferings, the extreme sufferings of our people. I want to also call for our people to be law-abiding and to be orderly. These type of situations give room for a lot of brigandage and criminal activities. And I want to call on community leaders and youth leaders to organize themselves. The local community-based vigilante and security systems should be activated to protect the suffering people, to protect their properties, and to ensure that this sad situation does not give rise to any form of criminality. Once again, our hearts, our thoughts, and our prayers go up again to our people. Just know that your government is with you. We have made some preliminary provisions by way of relief materials, and from today, they are coming through next week. All the communities that are affected, working through the chairman, working through our officials, with the support of the security services, all communities affected, all persons affected will receive some form of support or the other. It may not be enough. So let me also caution those of you that this support is meant to aid. That whatever comes your way, please accept it and manage it. We will still try within the limits of available resources to continue to do more. The whole point is for you all to note that you are not forgotten in this your very difficult hour of need, that your government has not forgotten you. All the leaders of your government, led by me, the Deputy Governor, the Secretary to Government, the Commissioner of Police, the Director of State Security Service, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Civil Defense, the SEMA, the NEMA, the local government councils, all of us, we have mobilized all strata of leadership on our state to address this very serious and, may I add, dangerous situation. Please take special care of the children. aged and the vulnerable in your families and in all our communities. Hotlines will be read out to you from tonight throughout tomorrow and going forward for you to establish direct communication with our command and control room. Every community leader, every CDC chairman, every youth leader in every community should call and give the command and control the situation. We'll say more about that. Thank you very much. Thank you.